Welcome back to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. Today you're going to see not only do we have a beautiful, beautiful team, a full house of crew, we also have some renewed energy right here on the mat. You cannot have forgotten Sophie Herbert, who was with us in the last episode. She took me, and through me, she took all of you, our viewers out there. That's over 3.5 million viewers. Hopefully, we have a lot more, but that's as many as we can count at MNN. We have a really fresh kind of energy through Sophie. You've been experiencing that in several episodes before as well. Our special guest once more, Sophie Herbert. Sophie, thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's lovely. And the journey that you took me through in the last episode, I think it's still staying. That stillness is still staying within me. So thank you. That was a beautiful experience. Before I move on and introduce a very new face to you, I'd like to thank our teamwork, the great teamwork by our crew. Director Josiane Hurd in the control room. She's being assisted by Alex Lamel. On camera, we have Chris Williams and Harry Lee. Stephanie Elaine is responsible for the studio lights, the studio settings, the gobos, and all the prevalent energy that we have here is thanks to all these gobos as well, because that, to me, represents the chakras. So we're all hoping to, take ourselves through a journey. In a couple of weeks, we are going to have another special guest for you who is going to actually help take us through the journey of the chakras and take you through a different kind of yoga. Well, I wouldn't say it's a different energy stream of yoga called Kundalini Yoga. And we will introduce him when he turns up. I don't want to spoil the surprise for you. I just want you to wait in anticipation for another special guest a couple of weeks from now. Before I move on, I'd like to remind our viewers, Yogaxpress airs Monday through Friday on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and FiOS 35 at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's 1:30 Eastern Time. We also have a strong support system for you. Besides this yoga fitness program, we have a website, a content website, www.yogaxpress.com. YOGAXPRESS.com. Remember, there's no E before the X. We live in North America. We don't know how to spell. So just forget the E part of it. Yogaxpress.com. If you cannot receive us because you don't have a TV in front of you, go to MNN.org. MNN stands for Manhattan Neighborhood Network, which is where we tape these episodes. We tape twice a week. On average, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. If you come here and stretch with us, and only if you stretch with us, we will share with you a copy of my third title, Yoga Secrets, which has 2 + 8 ailment-specific cards inside. I'm not going to dwell too much on that because today is Sophie's special day. But if you come stretch with us, Yoga Secrets will also give you a postcard with 48 simple stretches, low-impact stretches that you could do on a daily basis. So just think of us, these basic stretches, as a link in your daily fitness program. Now, you're wondering who the new face is right here. How did we find you, Dan? Did we just drag you off the street?
Yes, you did. I think you just dragged me right off the street, and it was delightful. I needed a break in my afternoon, and all of a sudden I find myself in this wonderful studio doing some yoga with 2 lovely women. So life, I think, could be a lot worse. So.
Dan Slater, flattery would get you everywhere. Thank you. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you on the show. I hope you enjoyed this session. Sophie, we are all yours. Dan and I are going to do whatever you tell us. Except for headstands.
Oh yes, we won't do any headstands, I promise.
Okay, thank
I
you.
think he probably can do one, but I'm not going to do that today. I was thinking we'll do something with some twisting and some hip opening and continue on that side stretching. We're doing a bit of spring cleaning in our last episode and just like opening up all those little winter holding spaces.
I like the sounds of that.
All right, well, let's get started. So come on to the hands and knees, and then I want you to come to a wide-kneed child's pose. So Adho Mukha Virasana. So big toes touching, and then just let your knees be comfortable width apart. Not so wide, but just wide enough that the sides of the torso can soften down. And then let the forehead ease. Oh, you both have glasses on.
Yeah.
Forehead come down. You can take your glasses off if you
Take
need.
that off.
And then just soften and spread wide in your fingers, like down dog hands. And then try to think about the armpits getting a little more spacious and draw the shoulders back a little, softening. And let's all just take a moment here to settle into our breath, into the body. So just nice deep breathing through the nose. And try to feel with each exhale that any little tension or holding spaces in the hips, in the back, just kind of dissipates from the body and exits on the breath. And start to feel the breath a little more in the back lungs. Feel the back ribs just subtly expand with each inhale. And just gently drawing back in with each exhalation. Good, and then very slowly from here, let's all come forward onto all fours and just even out, letting the knees be right under the hips. And then as you inhale, drop the belly broad in the chest, just coming into a cow pose, and then slowly round and curl, drawing the navel up towards the spine. Inhale again, drop the belly, open the heart, broad in the chest, and then round and curl. And let's take 4 more in our own time here. Using the inhale to initiate the opening and the broadening. And using the exhale to curl. So as you work, you can either keep the eyes open or closed. Don't close them if you're doing something new, but something stable and familiar, that's fine. And you want to find a sense of softening. So this component of what's called drishti, or intentional gaze or focus, is a really nice, a crucial part of the practice. Kind of taking it to that next meditative level. Let's take one more cow pose, and then as you exhale, we'll all meet back in a neutral spine. Good. So from here, I'm going to limit it. We're going to reach the right arm out to the side. So I'm going to bend my elbow, but Dan can reach his arm straight out. I'll reach over him. There we go. And then as you exhale, you're going to thread that down just behind your left wrist, right side of the head on the ground. And then if you want, you can inhale your left arm up to the ceiling, and then rotate internally and just drape the arm over your back so you can bring your arm to the right outer hip. Good. And breathing. I like to feel the breath in that whole kind of right kidney area. Exhaling. Let's hold for 4 more breaths. And as we're twisting, you want to make sure you don't do this right after eating. So give yourself at least an hour.
Especially not after brownies.
That's true. We were just eating some of those, so.
Not after smoked salmon.
No, not after smoked salmon.
Is that what you had for lunch, Dan?
That's what I had for breakfast, but I can still feel it.
Yeah, I can feel my lunch. Yes, his friend has a wonderful shop in Brooklyn. Come back slowly unwinding shell skis. And then come back onto all fours. And then inhale and reach the left arm out. And then go ahead and thread that down and through just behind the wrist. And then slowly maybe inhale the right arm up. Now, I don't know about you, but I get a little back crack sometimes when I do that, and a very nice one at that. So breathing well. Exhaling. Breathing. Exhaling. We'll take 3 more. Breathing out. Inhaling. And really relax the right shoulder away from the ear as you hold. And slowly come back through center. Go ahead and make your way back onto all fours. And then let's tuck our toes. Bring the hands forward a little. Now, I'm going to do a little strengthening thing here. Try to really draw the belly in and up so you're not back bending. So for me, for example, I have a very flexible spine, a little too flexible. So I need to support it with my abdomen. So if you happen to be on, have that tendency, lift your belly in and up, and now we're gonna float the knees 1 inch off the ground. And just look at maybe 1.5 inches max. I'll give you a little extra space. Yeah, and holding. You can take like a little mini cow pose, open the heart.
Hey, this is like a push-up.
Yes, and if you take a little cow pose, it doesn't feel quite as cute as it sounds. And then round and curl gently. And then once we're inhaling, we'll feel the quads are getting strengthened. And then let's take down dog. Draw the hips up and back. And just march your feet out, evening out here. Good. So in down dog, we have good wide foundations in the fingers. And then from here, just gonna bend only your right knee and keep the left leg straight. And then as you do that, kind of peel your right hip back a little so there's levelness. Yeah, good, Banu. Levelness in your hips. Great. And then go ahead and change sides, bending the left leg, right leg straight. And kind of peel the left hip crease up just a little. Good. And straighten both legs. And then from here, just gonna very slowly let your knees come back down and you're sit on your heels. And then as you inhale, just gonna reach the arms up alongside your ears. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bring your hands back slowly and then just bring them behind you slightly, so just to the floor. And try to lift the belly in and up and just lift your heart up. So it's like a little gentle camel pose. You could lift the hips up. So Dan's actually ahead of me here. He's lifting the hips up, so you can do this.
It only looks like that because I'm not very flexible.
well, it looks good. Breathe in.
So should I lift my hips up?
Yeah, if you want, go ahead if it feels comfortable and just lifting up. And this is really good for the hip flexors. But if you have any low back tension, do not push this, please. Lower down gently. So you feel a little stretch kind of in the thighs there. And then we're gonna set up for a pigeon's pose. So would you guys like me to demonstrate it, or?
Sure.
All right, so in pigeon, a really nice way is to come from down dog. Lifting one leg up, I like to roll the hip open and just bend the knee. And this is a nice way to kind of open up the quadricep. And then from there and forward, and you bring the knee towards the wrist. So this is a little more involved pose. Now, some people can't get this hip down, just if it's tight. A lot of people, so you might take a block and put it under your hip. If the hip comes down, let it come down. And we're just gonna check that we're nice, we're even. And then this is the good part. You get to fold forward and relax. Huh?
That's a fun part.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's set up for it. Go ahead and I'll come with you. So come into down dog. I think Jeans will be fine in this. Inhale the right leg up and back. I'm just gonna roll your hip open a little to the side. You can circle your ankle. And then go ahead and re-extend and slowly bring your right knee forward towards the right wrist. And as much as is comfortable, good. And then breathe in, we'll just sit up tall. Here's a great. And then fold forward gently. If you don't have a block, a blanket, I actually like a blanket over a block in my classes if someone's leg is a little tight. How does that feel?
Oh, it's nice.
It's nice? Oh, good.
The jeans are actually kind of supporting me.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
a new thing. Now you'll always do yoga in jeans.
What's that? Oh, and
I might consider a lot of yoga jeans.
Yoga in jeans, exactly.
You should patent that, Dan.
I know, it'd be pretty practical. From street to studio, for sure.
go on
So-
Shark Tank, patent that.
Yeah, so we'll soften down here. And I'm just gonna hold it. And for, let's take 7 deep breaths. So breathe into the back of the lungs. Exhaling. Breathing in. And we have our arms crossed. You can also reach them forward. Do what's comfortable. Good, 3 more. Imagine you'd be so comfortable here that you could technically fall asleep, but pay attention to your breath. So, active relaxation. So this is the variation I'm going to offer you. So if you want, we already did a thread the needle and cat and cow. You can do a little mini twist here. Now, I'm going to show the full version. So it would be maybe this. Over time, maybe this comes up and over, right? But no need to catch your foot. Life does not get any better and problems don't go away.
I need another lifetime to do that, but I'm going to try.
Only if it feels something sustainable. Otherwise, if it's big, you just thread the arm through. Maybe even just make a pillow with your hand and roll down and relax. How's that? Okay in the shoulders? So you get a little stretch in your shoulder. Is that comfortable?
Yeah, I just don't get to my
Nice.
feet, but
Well, like I said, it won't create world peace, I promise.
as long as it gives me inner peace, I'm happy.
Exactly, which means if it doesn't go there, loving wherever the arm goes. Let's slowly come back through center. And then very gently from here.
There must be a more graceful way to come.
Well, to come out, what I like to bring one hand, bring the weight into it, like we did on all
okay.
fours.
Okay,
And
then
then come back. But it's true, once I first it's a little trick, and then like, I got it.
Right.
And then second nature in no time. So you're gonna ground your
practice
palms
this at home.
and tuck your toes, and let's come back into down dog. And just gonna pedal out the feet, move the head a little side to side. And then let's all, from here, inhale and come forward to a plank pose. And then exhale, the knees, the chest, and the chin to the floor. Then as you inhale, come to a cobra any size. And let's press back, down dog, slow as you go. Ready for the second side?
Yep.
Inhale the left leg up and back. Go ahead and roll the hip open to the side. You can bend the knees, or the ankle. So let it be playful. And then go ahead and re-extend, and then slowly from there you're gonna come into pigeon's pose. So like for me, my left side is a little tighter than the right.
It's
So
the other way. This
Other
leg
way.
feels a little more comfortable for me.
so noticing that for you too. Good. So
I was suffering a little bit on the other side, but now I'm happy.
oh, I hope it wasn't that suffering.
Oh, no, it was
Good.
a happy suffering. no
Happy
problem.
suffering, great. And from here, sit up, breathe in, and then come forward when you're ready. So you want to kind of come forward with an open heart. To find a greater forward bend, you want to initiate it with this oppositional opening. And soften down. Good, do you want your block for this side down?
No, I'm all right.
All right.
Tough it up.
And relaxing, and we'll breathe here deeply. So in Sanskrit, this is Ekapada Kapotasana, one-legged pigeon. And there's variations of it, but it's a really nice pose, very detoxing. The hips are the largest joint in the body, and they're also a storehouse of so much. And I'm sure we can all think about tension in the hips, right? And just toxins in our environment. So it's a very cleansing thing to do hip opening. Very
I
good.
think it has something to do with the fact that we sit in chairs all the time.
Oh yes, that's not very
Is
good
that-
for your hips. I mean, it's
Right, we tend not to. Well, in India, especially South India, and I'm sure in North India too, we squat a lot. We sit
so
cross-legged.
good.
So
Yes.
it helps open up the pelvic region a lot more.
Absolutely. I think that I noticed that coming from India to
Right.
here back and forth. The ability to be open in the hip flexors and the outer hips, IT bands,
Right.
it's something that I don't think we're as used to maintaining in our culture.
Yeah, because we don't sit on the floor over here.
Yeah.
Since I moved overseas, I don't think I've been really sitting on the floor.
Isn't that interesting? I had the benefit of when I moved to New York, I was too poor to buy a chair. So I did all my work on the floor, which was
Oh,
pretty
good.
valuable. I think I was lazy. I wasn't too poor. But go ahead and take the twist now. And then reach this leg up. Good. Don't go too deep. Good. Don't suffer, Dan. Good.
That's a deep one right there.
It's deep and you can
Dan,
feel
I have to
it.
say you're very sporting with your jeans. Well
Oh,
done.
Yeah.
yes.
Well done.
And he's encouraging all you viewers,
As long
if you're
as you
wearing
cover my
jeans,
medical bills, I'll be fine.
you can all do this with your jeans at home to the point that is comfortable.
Right. And there are stretch jeans too, Sophie. There are jeans
Yes.
that stretch.
There are. It's really good. And come back slowly. Like I feel this very nice opening here.
And thanks for that tip. I think pressing with this hand
Helps,
helped a
right?
lot.
Nice and light.
Hi, Elizabeth.
So from here, let's come back. And then you're just gonna stretch back to down dog. And then from here, you're gonna come and lie down, which sounds nice. And the way to do that is you can let your knees come down. You can sit up, and you can let your legs come out in front of you, or you can bend your knees. And you can sit, not that wasn't very graceful.
If we
So-
lie down, shall we have the heads to the camera?
I think that's a good idea. And I wasn't expecting you to want to do
Oh,
what I
there's
did.
no way I'm going to try.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
Don't do it in my
Try it. Why not?
jeans.
No, let him
I
try.
would need at
He's
least
young
one
enough.
beer first.
You're young enough. Come on, give it a try. Watch.
You have to,
Let's
it
see
took
how
me
you
about
do.
10 years, but you have to very slowly.
Whoa.
And again, life didn't get
That's-
any
you're
better
floating
or
there.
simpler from doing that, so.
No, but it's good because I think, is it muscle control, lower abdominal
Yeah,
region?
that's what I did for 10 years. It's a lot of, you have to
That's pretty
lift
funny,
at
huh?
the end.
What
Yeah.
muscle groups do you use to help
It's a
us?
lot of the lower, all the
Lower
lower
abdominal.
psoas muscles drawing
Okay.
in, and a little bit of mula bandha as well.
Okay.
Yeah, pelvic floor lift.
I'll do my practice at home before I go on air.
Let's lie down.
Okay.
And then we did this in the last segment. We're going to start in our wonderful kind
Okay.
of lazy dead insect pose here. But you're close to jumping through. I bet I could teach you. Let your shoulders relax. And then let's do a little more hip opening. This is kind of a like pigeon on the back. Take your right ankle over your left knee. And then bend your left leg. And then take your hands and thread your right arm through that little space you created and hold on to your thigh, the underside of the thigh. Now, some people also like to take the shin, so these are both good. I want you to choose what's more comfortable. And you're just gonna draw the leg towards you and press the legs kind of isometrically back into the hands. And relax the shoulders down. Breathe and flex the feet, and that's very important because if I don't flex my feet and I let the ankle sickle, you can overstretch the tendons and ligaments and knee ankles, and also not. you wanna
Josian's
protect
been
the knee.
talking about pain in the midpoint of her arch. Josian, you might want to try this stretch.
Oh
Might
yeah,
help
this
you.
can be really good.
Our director, she sits in front of the computer crossing her legs all the time. So she said she has a little bit of pain on one sole, and I didn't know how to help her. This
Oh,
might
that and massage too.
Right. This might help. Okay, Josiane, try this with us in the control room. Just
It's
don't let go
really
of the
good.
controls. Just
Yes,
stretch.
it's very good. And this is good if some people can't do pigeon because of a severe knee injury.
Ah, okay.
They might be able to do this. Most likely, they can do this variation. So I will give this to my students who can't comfortably do pigeon. Now let's keep the bind, but let the left foot come onto the floor. So just as I'm doing, and then what's really nice, you're gonna let your knee, your right knee just go towards the floor, and just kind of a little stretch. You can let your left foot pick up. Is that okay for everyone? If they're
Yeah.
back?
What is the left?
Ah, that's right. Left arm. I like to reach it up towards the far corner. Well, not the really corner of the room, but if it was a room. And then the right hand, you can let it rest on the belly and just breathe into the stomach. It's a nice twist. Yeah. I can imagine being at the beach doing this.
Actually, that's a nice image. I think I'm going to visualize that.
Yeah, it's powerful to think of the beach.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm visualizing.
You're not going to tell us. Aw.
Flex our right foot on this
You
one.
flex the right foot, yeah.
I think I did.
You know, it's interesting though. I'm doing my life coaching course, and we have to do this kind of idea of it's like a stand of where we're coaching from. And one of the things is using a metaphor. And I was thinking about being on a beach. It was really relaxing me and doing the coaching
Right.
because it put me in that zone of I'm never stressed at the beach. I'm always grounded and present.
Oh, we're listening to the ocean waves, right? So listening to
Come
the
back
water.
slowly. Let's take the second side now. So just stretch up the legs, and you can even circle the ankles and circle the arms. I find too at the end of the winter there's a little like cracking happens. So
Right.
you can do this, and a good thing to add is a little ghee into your diet as well. It's clarified butter. Flex the left foot ankle over your right knee, and then go ahead and take a hold of either the thigh or the shin, and draw the legs in as you kind of isometrically press the legs back into the hands, and relax your shoulders and breathe. Good.
I think Sophie has a large investment in the ghee industry.
She's
She's
recommending that in
She's
every
constantly
class.
talking about ghee.
Yeah.
She must have money invested. That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's so good for your skin, for your joints.
See what I mean? It's just on and on.
Let's Google her, Sophie and Ghee.
I wrote a blog. I've written 3 blogs
Yeah.
on ghee. Good. And then go ahead and let the right foot come down. And then twisting over towards the left. And then we can reach the right arm out and just breathing. Ah, great. And let the left hand rest on the belly. How does that feel? You happy?
Oh, it's
That's
just
wonderful.
delightful.
Delightful. Great.
Oh, it's
Breathe.
the other way.
And I find too that it's a really nice stretch right in this kind of IT band region, you know, muscle that lines the outer portion of the thigh and up into the hip.
Right. The abductors going all the way.
Yes. Let's take 2 more breaths here. One more. And slowly come back. I've never made my own ghee though, so I have to. Then I'll have a
Are we
steak in
back
the
on
market.
ghee? You're right, Dan. She does love
Do they
it.
have to slaughter a cow or something?
No, it's from their milking
It's
a
just the
cow.
butter that you get from whole milk, and you just heat it, so all the
Happy
fat
baby
goes
pose.
away. Well, the
The
good part of it is
the
there.
bad negative cholesterol
Right.
leaves, and it has a lot of antioxidants that kill free radicals. Let the shoulders relax down, the tailbone soften, and this is a really nice happy baby pose. You can just soften the shoulders. Hopefully it feels like a happy place for you, and if it doesn't, sometimes you can just take the ankles and just let the legs flop out, and this is like a mini Supta Baddha Konasana, like a mini version of it. That works really well in the inner hips. And breathing. And the last thing that we'll do here is just slowly hug the knees into the chest and draw them. If you feel so inclined, you could curl yourself up into a little ball. Very strengthening for the neck muscles. So you don't want to do too much, but it's also very good for the thyroid gland because you're giving this subtle massage. And then from here, let's just let everything relax. Let's reach the arms and legs up, and then coming into our most important Shavasana. Let the palms face up. Just let the feet sickle out to the sides. 2 minutes. And let the brow soften. 2 minutes to relax. How does that sound? Okay? So let's do we're going to do a little exercise here. First, I want you to roll your shoulder blades under you and then soften back down. Then we're going to take 3 tense and release exercises. So what you're going to do is, as we breathe in, we're going to be making fists. We're going to clench our face up like a prune face, and then we're going to exhale like that, okay? Breathe in, clench, 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 make a face. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. And soften. Breathe. Isn't that nice, that power of opposition sometimes? It's like,
I'm glad you found me on the street.
I'm glad we found you too. So now you get to relax, and you can go tell all your friends on the street to do this. It's very valuable. So Shavasana, you don't want to skip this. Always give yourself the break to internalize your practice, to absorb your practice. Breathing well. Relaxing part by part. And if you're at home, you should hold Shavasana a minimum of 5 minutes. And you want to find the space in Shavasana where the mind slips into the spot that's just before sleep. It's this beautiful area of suspension between full consciousness and non-conscious. Breathing. And we'll just close our Shavasana a little early, and we're going to stretch the arms up overhead. So just lengthen. So after your full 5-10 minutes at home, folks, you can do this. And then bend your knees and roll onto the right side. Curl yourself up. And then slowly coming up to sit. Finding your good tall spine to close. You're closing in a dignified place.
Actually, that feels great. I never realized when I was young, every time we woke up, my mother would ask me to go on my side and wake up. And we'd